If you're trying to figure out what to do with your life, you're confused as to what you should do with your business, which business to go into. Should you go into relationship or should you work hard? Should you study? Should you go into career? Just what you need to do with your life. Well, you'll learn exactly what to do in this video if you watch it completely till the end. So let's talk about the first thing. It has to do with the fact that you don't have the money. Let's get this clear out that why you are unclear is because one of the reasons is the money, not the only reason. But let's say if you are like a $10 million in your bank account, would you then be thinking, which job should I do? What career to go into? What is the best business model? Or would you say, how do I get this 10 into 20? Well, this is the question you'll ask, right? The issue is that you don't have the money in the first place. And this is exactly what you need to do to say the least. Like, first thing you need to do is the money, obviously. Then the question comes like, how do I get the money? Listen, hear me out on this. The fastest way to get money without skill and experience and knowledge is a job. It's not a business. For to be on a YouTube, you need a life experiences. For example, if you want to talk about let's say engineering and you want to talk about here's a actually good one. You actually make a tutorial channel on fixing the computer errors. Well, you need to have the knowledge for the computers to begin with. Like, if you don't know how to fix this error that occurred in your computer, your screen turned black, well, how do you going to make a tutorial on that if you don't know how to fix that? Well, you need to get experience for that, you need to get the knowledge, and then you make the tutorial on YouTube. It's the same thing with money, with YouTube, with everything, that you need the experience to start the business. You can't start the business without experience. Except for few, like YouTube, you can start YouTube without any experience. Then again, where do you gonna get the content from? Well, you might just do research, you might steal content, you might get inspiration, but at the end of the day, without the experience, it's all for nothing because the big YouTubers, let's say Andrew Huberman, even PewDiePie, let's say what was it, Mr. Beast, all the big YouTubers that you know that are in your name, in your mind, and all those big names, guess what? They all have got an experience from somewhere. I think PewDiePie was selling hot dogs before YouTube. This is what he was doing. Guess what? The fastest way, where do we get the experience from? Like you must be wondering. It should be obvious by now. It's to do a job. And I'm not saying to do the job for the rest of your life. No, jobs are to get experience, to get skill, to get knowledge, to get money. Do not even try to seek the respect in a job. Never ever do that. This is the big problem with mostly with the brown guys, but even some white guys have this problem as well. Now, don't call me racist or anything. It's pretty common in here to say that. But anyway, the thing is that what you try to seek is respect. That hey, how do I get the respect in this job? Well, you don't, and this is why many people don't want to do these low-end jobs because less jobs like factory labor, construction supervisor, maybe something like furniture worker, sewage worker, like all these jobs that are low end, no one wants to do them because there's no respect in it. But if you're in this scenario where you've done the degree or doing the degree, you're not getting anywhere, you're not getting hired at any place, and then you wonder that what should I do then? Well, let's see. You can't get the top job, obviously not. Okay, you can't go get a middle end job. No, it is out of your reach. What is the last? Well, low end jobs like waiters in hotels. Get those and make money and see how the business works. This is the most important part. Go there and see how does the business works, how does the hotel works. Okay, so they hire a cook and the cook cooks the food, and then they have the waiters to serve it. Okay, how does the owner ensures that it is in a profit? How is it that the manager controls the people? Learn all these things about the business while you are inside the business, or maybe get an internship, because there's no way you are going to get the experience or money from a business if you don't know how you're going to get there. Like, you can't start a business without the experience knowledge first. That doesn't mean not to do YouTube or any other business, but you have to realize this, you need the experience of life. Okay, and this is how you're gonna get it. Now, this is how you're going to get the experience, knowledge, skills, money. But what you should do with that is, as I said, first learn about the business, but the second, do YouTube, because I think the YouTube is the best business model. Many even the like the politicians, well, you it's like Donald Trump, all these big politicians that they are on YouTube as well. And most of the times, what happens with that, you build a great audience, and this is the best benefit of YouTube. So anyway, next thing is you might be confused about should you work hard right now or should you chase women. The simplest thing is if you're in this kind of scenario, what you should do is spend 1 or 2 hours a day chasing women or getting life experiences like brotherhood and all that stuff. But what you shouldn't do is make that your life. And you can actually make that your life, but you need to get out of that shit show, because the quicker you get out of the degeneracy, the better. And the whole reason of the life experiences with women is so that you finally start being afraid of them. It's just like climbing the building, not climbing, but getting on a tall building. The more time you go out to the tall building, like really high rise building, and you fear the height, the less fearful you're going to get. And this is the same with the woman. The more you approach, the more experiences you get, well, the less your anxiety gets. So you reach till a point where you're no longer afraid, you're good with them, and you don't treat them as some aliens species, you treat them as humans. The whole goal is to get to this level, what is known as the alpha male or Chad. At that level where you're actually good with them. And so the faster you do it, the better. Because the later you do it, the harder it will get. Do you really think that it is easy to cold approach as 25-year-old virgin? Or is it to cold approach as 18-year-old virgin? Well, obviously the 80 is less hard, not that it's easy, but the more you age, the harder it gets. So you need to do it right now. If you're in the school, you're in college, don't be afraid. The worst that can happen is she will say no. I seen this meme where the guy said the worst that can happen is she says no. And then the meme continues and shows she hitting him or doing some weird shit, saying some bullshit. That happens in meme wars, not reality. Like in meme universe. It doesn't happen in our universe, okay? These two are like different universes completely. So the worst you can say is no. I had that happen with me, and it's like you just move on. Nothing big happens. And if you're wondering like, okay, I done the job, I'll cold approach, but what should I do next? What else can I do? Well, as a young man, as someone who's young, your target should be to work for as much as you can throughout the day to keep yourself busy. Because once you keep yourself busy, you're not going to ask, oh, what should I do with my life? You're like, okay, we need to do this today, this, completely busy day. You don't have the time to ask. And this is how you actually destroy any addictions as well. Just in case if you have any, you just keep yourself busy. That really works. And what I suggest is to maybe get into factory job if possible. If you are not getting anywhere else, that is, then get into this job, because you get paid for the amount of hours you put in the work. So you can put 12 hours or 16 hours, and you can just quit tomorrow. If you can get into that, if you think that you are not strong enough for that, because yeah, it's a labor job, then get into something like waiter, receptionist, something like that, similar, and move out of your parents' house, because the moment you do, you start to figure the shit out. Back in the days, people were living with their parents when there was a war. They weren't, and this is why they weren't questioning what to do with your life, because they had something to do with your life. So this is another thing. Move out of your parents' house. The way you should do that is to gather enough money first, so that when you go out of your parents' house, maybe something like work for 6 months in a not so desirable job, and work there maybe for 6 months and save up every bit of the money. When you're living with your parents, you don't have to pay bills, taxes, rent, food expenses. You have maybe travel expenses, and once you do that, work. You have to work like a dog as well. You have to work 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day in not so desirable job, in undesirable job maybe, because no job is actually really desirable anyway. And save all that money up for 6 months. Move out of your parents' house, live in some big city, and maybe some different city maybe, and then start to figure the shit out. You'll figure this out, what to do with your life. You'll have the time to try out new things. You'll have enough money so that you don't have to work for next 2 or maybe 3 months, and you'll have like 24 hours a day. Just cut that 8 hours out, and maybe just 2 extra hours for all the other things. You'll have let's say 14 hours a day available for 2 months to figure out your life. And guess what? You'll figure something out. And this whole plan is simple, not easy, because to implement it is not going to be easy. Like, how are you going to convince your parents? Just in case if you're Asian watching this and you tell your parents, I don't want to live with you guys, I want to live my own life, your parents are going to look at you like crazy. They're like, you hate us. You hate us. No, I don't hate you. It's very hard to convince the Asian parents. If you're in that kind of scenario, yeah, I do feel you, brother. So if you found any value from this video, then click like and subscribe to my channel.